Hello everyone, my name is Michael Lorenzen. The occupation that I had chose to review is a crisis intervention counselor, and this is for our Intro to Human Services class. Imagine for a minute that you have PTSD, and perhaps your trigger is close family bonds due to the fact that your own childhood was full of abuse by your own parents. You hate the thought of happy families because that's the very thing you longed for all your life and did not have it. You finally reached your breaking point and watched something on TV that triggered your PTSD to the point you can no longer effectively cope with the symptoms that are now spiraling out of control. What do you do? Who do you turn to? A crisis intervention counselor can help. A crisis intervention counselor is someone who can help a mentally ill individual through a crisis. A crisis intervention counselor will educate a patient on trauma and help the individual navigate through their crisis by means of coping strategies so as to properly function in the community and independently upon discharge from a facility. A crisis intervention counselor not only helps the patient, but helps the family as well in preparing them how to handle their loved one through the tough times and the coping process. A trauma and crisis counselor is typically responsible for the following job duties: teach people how to positively deal with grief, trauma, and a major life-changing incident, provide personal and vocational counseling, offer case management support and guidance, arrange for medical care, vocational training, job placement, and other outside services. The link on the slide, you're going to have to control click. This will take you to YouTube and give you a chance to watch a video. It's a little over 2 minutes long that will kind of show you what crisis intervention and what it's about. It shows what's going on in the world and reasons why most people need one and the things that could trigger us for us to need to seek some help or advice from somebody. Crisis intervention counselors work in various settings, including telephone crisis counseling centers, schools, mental health clinics, and humanitarian aid organizations. There are different assessments that crisis intervention counselors complete. The assessment all depend on the specific setting that a counselor is in. Assessments can be over the phone or face-to-face in the patient's natural setting. Crisis intervention counselors can assist patients with general issues, such as provide clothing and food for an individual, or help them with more hands-on situation and aid in psychiatric intervention. Crisis intervention is not intended to replace long-term counseling treatment. Counselors only counsel patients for a brief amount of time. It is important as a crisis intervention counselor that you're educated on the different community resources and government assistance programs as to help the patient recover from their crisis in a safe and healthy as well as a functional manner. Anyone interested in becoming a crisis intervention counselor should seek a bachelor's degree in social work, psychology, counseling, human services, or some other similar area. The nationwide mean wage for a crisis intervention counselor is $41,920. There are also some states that offer additional certification for those that would like to add extra credentials to their current achievements. It would also be beneficial to take a course to be fluent in a second language that is popular within the area that you choose to practice. If you have to take a certification program, the American Institute of Healthcare Professionals is one such group that is highly regarded. Their program includes 7 courses, including the following: Crisis Intervention Theory. This includes the ethical and cultural issues that affect trauma. Crisis Intervention Assessment and Treatment 1 and 2. This is a study of current factors and issues related to determining the types and level of crisis the client faces. Clinical Stress Management. In this course, you will learn concepts and methods of stress management. And finally, Relaxation Strategies. This is a class that teaches the anatomy of the central nervous system and discusses how breathing affects stress and tension. Mental health issues are on the rise. With helpful resources such as crisis intervention counselors, it makes the process to heal a lot easier for those in need. It's never easy to ask for help, but there are many out there willing to do just that. If you or anyone you know is suffering from mental health symptoms and distress, point them in the direction of a crisis intervention counselor. Together, we can help one person at a time.